Good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing well. And this is your Royal Daily News for September 29th, 2022. In Luxembourg City, the Cour Grand-Ducale announced that their Royal Highnesses Hereditary Grand Duke Guillaume and Hereditary Grand Duchess Stephanie of Luxembourg are expecting their second child in April 2023. In a brief statement, the hereditary Grand Ducal couple said that they, along with members of their two families, unite in this great happiness. Wonderful news. Congrats to the couple. Meanwhile, their Royal Highnesses Grand Duke Henri and Grand Duchess Maria Teresa of Luxembourg attended the opening of the 2022 Climate Alliance Association International Conference. Established in 1990, the Climate Alliance Association, CAA, works toward, quote, climate protection through a network of 2,000 members, municipalities, NGOs, and organizations in 27 European countries. The goal of CAA is to raise awareness of the need to resort to short circuits, individual and local action to defend the rights of indigenous peoples of the rainforests who are victims of the intense hunt for natural resources. End quote. In Brussels, His Majesty King Philippe of the Belgians, accompanied by the Belgian Minister of Interior, Miss Annelies Verlinden, presided over the taking of the oath ceremony of Mr. Wilfried Van Vaerenbergh, who was recently appointed First President of the Council of State. In the afternoon, His Majesty The King received letters of credence from newly appointed ambassadors to Belgium held at the Palais Royal. The newly appointed ambassadors are from Guinea-Bissau, the Maldives, Moldova, and Israel. Each new ambassador accredited to Belgium comes to the Palais Royal to present his or her credentials to the King. The Letters of Credence is an official document in which a foreign head of state informs the sovereign that he/she has recently been appointed the ambassador as the official representative of his or her country in Belgium. The presentation of the Letters of Credence to His Majesty the King makes his or her entry into office in Belgium official. Meanwhile, Her Majesty Queen Mathilde of the Belgians, as High Patron, attended an academic session on breast cancer organized by the Breast International Group, BIG, held at the Bozar. This morning's academic session provided an, quote, update on current information about breast cancer and its research challenges, end quote. The BIG is a nonprofit organization dedicated to breast cancer research. In October, the organization will launch a new campaign entitled Act Before They Are Gone, as part of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Last evening, Their Majesties King Philippe and Queen Mathilde of the Belgians visited the new headquarters of the BNP Fortis Bank in Brussels. According to a press release, the new headquarters, quote, meets the strictest standards in terms of innovation and environmental performance. During yesterday's visit, Their Majesties attended 3 workshops on the current challenges facing the banking and financial sector, including sustainability and human capital. In Madrid, Her Majesty Queen Letizia of Spain presided over the working meeting of the Urgent Spanish Foundation held at the headquarters of the Royal Spanish Academy. During the meeting, discussions focused on, quote, the linguistic issues detected in the media related to the most immediate news. End quote. On the island of La Toja, His Majesty King Felipe VI of Spain attended the inauguration of the 4th edition for the La Toja Atlántico Link Forum held at the Gran Hotel La Toja. For the 4th consecutive year, His Majesty King Felipe VI inaugurated the La Toja Forum, which was established to defend the values that define democratic societies, businessmen, politicians, and civil society in the face of the interruption of authoritarian political and economic models. The forum is an essential reference point for public debate in Spain on global issues and features debates and conversations at the highest level. This year's forum is dedicated to the Ukrainian people. In Paris, His Royal Highness Prince Joachim of Denmark spoke with a Danish journalist regarding Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II of Denmark's decision to remove the style and titles from her 4 grandchildren. His Highness Prince Nikolai of Denmark, 23, His Highness Prince Felix of Denmark, 20, His Highness Prince Heinrich of Denmark, 13, and Her Highness Princess Athena of Denmark, who is 10. Beginning on January 1st, 2023, the 4 grandchildren will no longer be known as His or Her Highness and Prince and Princess of Denmark. Rather, they will be known as the Count or Countess of Montpezet. Upon his arrival at the Danish embassy in Paris, Prince Joachim of Denmark responded to a journalist's question, stating, quote, "We are all very sad. It is never fun to see your children being mistreated like that. They themselves find themselves in a situation they do not understand. I can say that my children are upset. My children do not know where they stand, what to believe. Why should their identity be taken from them? Why should they be punished like this?" End quote. Prince Joachim was also asked if Her Majesty's decision has affected his relationship with his mother. The prince responded by saying, quote, "I don't think I need to elaborate here." End quote. Yesterday, Ms. Lena Ballamy, head of communications for the Danish Royal Court, confirmed that Prince Joachim was fully informed about these changes since May. However, according to Prince Joachim, that isn't exactly the case. In fact, he implies that she is not exactly telling the truth. As a result, the prince went on record to say, quote, "I was given 5 days' notice," end quote. Then a journalist asked him another question, saying, "I heard that you were told this back in May. Is that not correct?" The prince replies, "In May, I was presented with a plan which basically stated that when our children each turned 25, it would happen. Athena turns 11 in January." End quote. Late this afternoon, the Danish Royal Court responded to Prince Joachim's comments from this morning, stating, quote, "As it was stated yesterday, the decision has been a long time coming. We understand there are many emotions at stake at the moment, but hope that the Queen's wish to future-proof the royal house will be respected." End quote. In Copenhagen, His Highness Prince Nikolai of Denmark, the eldest grandchild of Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II of Denmark, spoke to the press about his grandmother's decision. The journalist notes that the 23-year-old prince is, quote, "angry, disappointed, affected, and doesn't understand his grandmother's decision at all." End quote. In the brief interview, Prince Nikolai said, quote, "My whole family and I are, of course, very sad. We are, as my parents have also stated, in shock at this decision and at how quickly it has actually happened. I am very confused as to why it has to happen like this." End quote. The journalist then tells the prince that his father, Prince Joachim, was also interviewed in Paris this morning, and that he seemed, quote, "to be very affected by the situation. Are you as affected as him?" Prince Nikolai responds, "We all are. I haven't seen the clip, but I've read and heard about it, so yeah." End quote. The prince was then asked, "What does this mean for your relationship with your grandmother, the Queen?" The prince responds, "Well, it's a bit in the same vein as when my father was asked. I don't think there's a need to comment. That, end quote. "Okay, so that kind of goes without saying, doesn't it?" The prince responds, "Yes, I would think so." End quote. Prince Nikolai also noted that it was not long ago that he was informed that his style and princely title will expire on January 1st, stating, quote, "I haven't counted the days, but it can't be longer than a little over a week ago." End quote. The journalist asked him another question. How was the reaction on that occasion in contrast to now, when it was more advanced? The prince replies, "Well, as I said, we were all shocked, but it was clear that it hits even harder now that it has since it's been published. We're sorry. Yes, we are affected." End quote. Also this morning in Paris, Her Royal Highness Princess Marie of Denmark, as a prelude to the Food Waste Days opening event entitled Schools Save Food, Denmark's largest virtual food waste event, said a video greeting to the students who recently returned to school in Denmark. The event, organized by the Ministry of Food in collaboration with the think tank 1/3 and Denmark's Minister of Food, Mr. Rasmus Prehn, and Chef Tim Vladimir, were in the Kalvbod school kitchen to teach 6th grade students the how to, quote, "preserve and save vegetables that would otherwise have ended up in the bin. More importantly, not to waste food." End quote. In Oslo, the Norwegian Broadcasting Company, NRK, recently conducted a poll with a simple question: what do you think of Princess Martha Louise having official duties for the royal family? Out of the 1,000 respondents, 51% believe that Princess Martha Louise should stop representing the royal house. 33% answered that they are neutral or have no opinion. At the same time, 13% support the princess's official duties for the royal household. 3% answered that they, quote, don't know, end quote. The survey was conducted on the basis that several associations have recently ended their collaboration with the princess based on statements by her fiancé, Shaman Durek, due to his, quote, conflicted with recognized medical advice, end quote. Yesterday morning, Her Majesty Queen Rania of Jordan visited the Tefillah's Skills Development Center to learn more about the center's training and skill development programs targeting youth in the Tefillah Governorate. Upon her arrival, Her Majesty was warmly welcomed to the center by its coordinator, Mr. Ahmed Rayat, and the CEO of the IT company Istarda, Mr. Mutaz Nabolisi. Supported by the Office of Her Majesty the Queen, the Tefillah's Skills Development Center prepares Tefillah's youth for the job market and empowers them through skill-specific training sessions, ranging from courses in marketing and online advertising to workplace safety and computer literacy. Through its partnership with the center and its programs across Jordan's remotest areas, Istarda aims to hone and nurture the professional skills of fresh graduates, as well as to identify and recruit top talent and job-ready candidates into its workforce. During the visit, Her Majesty was given a tour of the center and also stopped by several training sessions, including a training session on cybersecurity before meeting with a group of the center's recent graduates. In Monacoville, Their Serene Highnesses Prince Albert II and Princess Charlene of Monaco held an audience with the United States Ambassador to Monaco held at the Palais Princier. Yesterday afternoon, the Sovereign Prince attended the opening of the 2022 Monaco Yacht Show. During his visit, Prince Albert II received a donation intended for the Prince Albert II Foundation. Last Saturday, Prince Albert II attended the colloquium entitled The Careers of a Prince, Lives and Territories of Prince Albert I of Monaco, 1848 to 1922, held at the Musée Oceanographique de Monaco. The event was organized by the Prince Albert I 2022 Committee. In Windsor, Her Royal Highness the Princess of Wales, as sponsor of the HMS Glasgow, held an audience with the Royal Navy Ship Company of the HMS Glasgow at Windsor Castle. In June of 2021, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II approved the appointment of a then Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cambridge as a sponsor of the HMS Glasgow. In Athens, their Royal Highnesses Prince Nicholas and Princess Tatiana of Greece attended a ceremony to witness Miss Rhonda Gandor, the founder and president of the nonprofit organization MANA, become a Knight of the National Order of the Legion of Honor of the French Republic. And finally, in Munich, Germany, it was announced that Wilfried, Fufi, as he was known, Prince von Hohenzollern, has passed away. He was 79 years old. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow on Friday, September 30th with all the latest royal news. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful evening and a great day tomorrow. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, take care everyone. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.